Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Danis and welcome to 1 Year 365. And today we will continue another, not really continue, but we will start another mini series. It will be called Mythical Creatures. And yeah, I know there's like so many of them. However, for this one, I will just make it seven. And if we are, or if I don't know, like if I want to do more of these, then I can just add another one or make part two of that in the future as well. But for this one, I'm just gonna make it into seven because typically speaking, we also just do seven anyway. So yeah, there's that pretty much. Um, Okay, so there are so many mythical creatures and from many places as well, like from many regions across the world. And I will just pick the ones that I feel like a little bit interesting. Not a little bit interesting, but like worth the discussion pretty much like just to see if they exist or not. So yeah, that's just pretty much it. Also, it's kinda it's currently 12 p.m. in the afternoon. You can kind of see it from the top right corner there. There's that clock, 12:02 p.m. And yes, it's kind of cloudy now. It's feel like it will be what is it, raining in about maybe 2 hours from now or 3 hours. I don't know, but yeah. Um, Okay, also I don't know when this will go out because at the time I'm recording this, it's still December 7th, I think, or 6th. No, it's actually 7th. Yeah. And this will be on this will be released on January, and I know for sure that I will do another series that is about Chinese culture, I think, because it's kind of close to Lunar New Year as well. It will be New Year, or the lunar New Year on January 22nd, meaning that it's probably gonna be few days from now, or even maybe this one actually will be in the future, and it we already passed that. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just gonna be like one of those in December as well, where a mini series intertwined with another mini series, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah. Anyway, there's that. I think I will again. I will like maybe today it's about this one mythical creature, and then the next day it's about Chinese culture again. I don't think it will be Chinese culture. I think it's just gonna be like um, maybe Chinese culture actually, because yeah, I thought I planned that I would actually call that Lunar New Year miniseries, but it's just a little bit weird because the actual celebration only occurs in one day, which is 22nd of January. So like I feel like it's just be alright to just name the miniseries um Chinese culture in general. But yeah, anyway, let's just start. The first one will be dragon. Yes, dragon is just mythical creature that I would say at this point everyone knows. Like, if you ask, I don't know, if you ask random person from I don't know, like age 5 maybe, ask what a dragon is, I feel like they already know. Like kids, like teens, like adults, or yeah, I feel like everyone knows what a dragon is. It's a flying lizard. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, Also, oh yeah, I forgot to mention something. I will actually put these mythical creatures only the one that is about animal. So there's like so many mythical creatures that doesn't actually resemble like a only animal. Like for instance, there's like a humanoid as well. What is it, like yeah, like humanoid, but it's something else with like extra features. So I'm not gonna what is it, like discuss about that. So that's a little bit of spoiler there. I'm just gonna talk about the one that is associated with animal pretty much. Like for instance, this one, dragon is pretty much basically a flying lizard. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, let's just start. I will take a drink for a second. Also, by the way, I have actually checked all of these source materials, and unfortunately the page itself is kind of too long. Like it has so many chapters, like yeah, like this one, and I'm kind of afraid that I will not be able to cover everything within 20 minutes. So like I guess I'm just gonna apologize for that at the front, because I just want to limit this into 20, maybe at max like 30 minutes stop. So yeah, there's just that. Anyway, a dragon is a reptilian legendary creature that appears in the folklore of many cultures worldwide. Beliefs about dragons vary considerably through regions, but dragons in Western culture since the High Middle Ages have often been depicted as winged, horned, and capable of breathing fire. Okay. Also, I'm going to put my own theory like later at the end about whether or not I feel like dragon was actually real or not. Like, did it actually exist or not? So yeah, I'm actually going to give you like my own theory about that at the end of the video. Dragons in Eastern cultures are usually depicted as wingless, four-legged, serpentine creatures with above average intelligence. So that is in the yeah, like this one. I think it's in the Chinese folklore actually, or Eastern culture, like maybe Japan, maybe like Southeast Asia as well. So yeah, commonalities between dragon's traits are often a hybridization of feline, reptilian, and avian features. Scholars believe huge extinct or migrating crocodiles bear the closest resemblance, especially when encountered in forested or swampy area, and are most likely the template of modern oriental dragon imagery. Illustration of a winged fire-breathing dragon by Friedrich Justin Bertok, okay, from 1806, okay. By the name, I don't think that's like Asian, so maybe it's like European, probably. Um, King era carved imperial Chinese dragons at Nine Dragon Wall, Beihai Park, Beijing, okay. That's in the China. And then dragon shaped bows on ships in Ystad or Istad, Sweden, resembling Viking longships. So this is in Europe. Okay, interesting. Yeah, like okay, I'm just gonna mention it right now. Dragons. Apparently, it's been like what is it like? It's been in the folklore of actually like most of the countries as well. Like, there is Asian, what is it like version of dragons. There's like European version of dragons. There's like African version of dragons. There's like American version of dragons, and so on and so on. It feels like there because just because there's so many cultures in the past that actually already associated dragon into a thing. I feel like that in itself can make it like one of the basic proof that dragons might actually be real, if you think about it. um, so yeah, yeah, that's pretty much what I think. Because again, like I said, if you ask for any ages, if you ask for any race as well, I feel like all of them knows what a dragon is. And at least they can. I feel also like if you ask where it's from, I feel like they can always mention some kind of folklore about that. And yeah, like I said, just because there's so many cultures like with their own version of dragons, I feel like dragons might actually be a thing just because that everyone's talking about it. Like, um, I don't know, like when you talk about something and then everyone else is talk about something. That's something. If like a random person don't know if it's true or not, then I feel like just because there's so many people that are talking about it, I feel like they can pretty much just deduce that it exists. So yeah, in one form or another, pretty much. But yeah, etymology. Okay, an early appearance of the Old English word dragon in Beowulf. Okay, kinda can see that this one's Dracan. Okay, The word dragon entered the English language from Old French dragon, which in turn comes from Latin draconem, nominative draco, okay, meaning huge serpent dragon from ancient Greek. Yada yada yada. Okay, so this is thought to have referred to something with a deadly glance, or unusually bright or sharp eyes, or because the snake's eyes appear to be always open, its eye actually sees through a big transparent scale in its eyelids, which are permanently shut. Oh, okay, that's interesting. The Greek word probably derives from an Indo-European base dirk, meaning to see. Okay, also means to see. Yeah, okay, all right. So that's the etymology of the original, what is it, history of why it's called dragon, pretty much. Myth origins, okay. Um, Several bones purported to belong to the Wawel, okay, a dragon, hang outside of Wawel or Wawel, I'm not sure, a cathedral, but actually belong to a Pleistocene mammal. Oh, okay, so that's not lizard, that's another creature, another actual mammal, probably like, yeah, pretty much. Draconic creatures appear in virtually all cultures around the globe, and the earliest attested reports of draconic creatures resemble giant snakes. Draconic creatures are first described in the mythologies of the ancient Near East and appear in ancient Mesopotamian art and literature. Stories about storm gods slaying giant serpents occurred throughout nearly all Indo-European and Near Eastern mythologies. Oh yeah, I just remembered something. Do you guys know Yu-Gi-Oh? The original Yu-Gi-Oh TV series, the anime. So that's there's the god, right? The Osiris. I feel like Osiris. You can pretty much say that it is what is it called again, the serpent, or in this case maybe dragon as well, kind of similar if you ask me. So yeah, although it's probably different, like it's a serpent, not really a lizard. So yeah, but still, the like the features, if you think about it, that's just dragon in another version, perhaps, like with various characteristics, but still I feel like those are dragon. You can kind of say that. Um, yeah, it just kind of like connects to me as well. Why did I say that? Well, because it's kind of obvious that Yu-Gi-Oh kind of adopted from the Egyptian culture, Egyptian gods. So you know Africa, pretty much, like I said, the culture from Africa, from Egyptian. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, let's continue. Where was I again? It's just still the same. Nonetheless, scholars dispute where the idea of a dragon originates from, and a wide variety of hypotheses have been proposed. In his book, An Instinct for Dragons, David E. Jones suggests a hypothesis that humans, like monkeys, have inherited instinctive reactions to snakes, large cats, and birds of prey. He cites a study which found that approximately 39 people in 100 are afraid of snakes, and notes that fear of snakes is especially prominent in children, even in areas where snakes are rare. The earliest attested dragons all resemble snakes or have snake-like attributes, yeah, like scales. I kind of see that as well. Jones therefore concludes that dragons appear in nearly all cultures because humans have an innate fear of snakes and other animals that were major predators of humans' primate ancestors. Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense if you think about it as well. So yeah, dragons are usually said to reside in dank caves, deep pools, wild mountain ridges, sea bottoms, haunted forests, all places which would have been fraught with danger for early human ancestors. Oh, okay, that makes even more sense, honestly. So yeah. Um, in her book, The First Fossil Hunters, Dinosaurs, Mammoths, and Myth in Greek and Roman Times, 2000, Adrienne Mayer argues that some stories of dragons may have been inspired by ancient discoveries of fossils belonging to dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals. Oh, yeah, that also makes sense as well because the well, obviously maybe because the bones are big, and then there's also like the wings as well for the let's say the pterodactyl or something like that, the avian in dinosaur time. So I feel like just because of that in its own, I feel like there's big bones, there is wing bones, meaning that well, this creature might as well fly. So they think about what kind of creature that might actually be flying, and then they maybe they just reach out that it's similar to lizard or snake or something. So they just call that dragon. Maybe I'm not sure, but I feel like that. I feel like that's it, actually. So yeah. Okay, let's continue again. Robert Plust in The Origin of Dragons argues that, like many other creations of traditional cultures, dragons are largely explicable as products of a convergence of rational, pre-scientific speculation about the world of real events. In this case, the event is the natural mechanism governing rainfall and drought, with particular attention paid to the phenomenon of the rainbow. Okay, I don't know what that has had something to do with dragons, but alright. Maybe it's just for the environment that it's not suitable for dragons, perhaps. That's why they went extinct. So yeah, I'm not sure. Egyptian folklore, yeah, like I said, this like in the Yukio as well, like the Egyptian the god, like yeah, over here, the serpent pretty much. um okay, it doesn't, okay, this one, oh okay, here we go. But this one does not look like dragons though, if you ask me. This looks like just snake that is very long and very big perhaps. And yeah, although there's actually someone actually figured this out, that apparently in one of these hieroglyphs there's like a symbol for flying creature, like giant flying creature. So they connected that into dragon as well. So yeah. In Egyptian mythology, Apep or Apophis is a giant serpentine creature who resides in the Duat, the Egyptian underworld. Okay. Um, a is as long as the height of 8 men with a head made of flint. Okay, that's random, but alright. Thunderstorms and earthquakes were thought to be caused by Apep's roar. Okay, and solar eclipses were thought to be the result of Apep attacking Ra during the daytime. Ah, okay. Well, I mean, if you think about it this way, then well, it's already been debunked by our modern society that eclipses has well, solar eclipse anyway. It's just when a moon passed in between sun and earth, so it creates a solar eclipse. However, if it's like if the moon is in the way of the I mean the no the earth is in the way of the moon and the sun, then it becomes what is it called again? Lunar eclipse. So yeah, again, like it is kind of the same in my country as well. Like like when there is eclipse, like solar eclipse, it is like a belief that there's a giant. This giant actually it's the sun, but that's not the case, right? Because like I already mentioned as well previously. So it's just folklore, pretty much. So yeah, the Ouroboros was a well known Egyptian symbol of a serpent swallowing its own tail. Okay, yeah, I kind of know about this one. The precursor to the Ouroboros was the many-faced, a serpent with 5 heads. According to the Amduat, the oldest surviving book of the afterlife. Um, Coiled around the corpse of the sun god Ra protectively. Okay, so yeah, those are Egyptian. Let's actually proceed to the next one. Next, we have Asian folklore. In East Asia, we have China. A dragon from the Nine Dragons scroll by Chen Rong, 1244 AD. So that's pretty much 800 ago. Well, 821 years ago. So yeah. And then this one illustration of the dragon Zulong from a 17th century edition of the Sun Haijing. Okay, that actually looks creepier than what I thought. Dragon art on the face Yuan dynasty. Okay, The word dragon has come to be applied to the legendary creature in Chinese mythology, Long, which is associated with good fortune, and many East Asian deities and demigods have dragons as their personal mounts or companions. Dragons are also identified with the Emperor of China, who, during later Chinese imperial history, was the only one permitted to have dragons on his house, clothing, or personal articles. Oh, okay, interesting. Um, okay, archaeologists believe that the Chinese word for dragon is an onomatopoeia of the sound of thunder or lung in Cantonese. Ah, okay. Um, the Chinese dragon is the highest ranking creature in the Chinese animal hierarchy. Its origins are fake, but its ancestors can be found on Neolithic pottery as well as Bronze Age ritual vessels. A number of popular stories deal with the rearing of dragons. The Zuo Zuan, which was probably written during the Warring States period, describes a man named Dongfu, a descendant of Yang Xuan, who loved dragons, and because he could understand the dragon's will, he was able to tame them and raise them well. He served Emperor Shan, who gave him the family name Huan Long, meaning dragon raiser. In another story, Gong Jia, the 14th emperor of Xia dynasty, was given a male and female dragon as a reward for his obedience to the god of heaven, but could not train them, so he hired a dragon trainer named Liu Lei, who had learned how to train dragons from Huan Long. That sounds like the what is it called again, the animation movie from animated movie from Disney, I think. How to Train Your Dragon. One day, the female dragon died unexpectedly, so Liu Lei secretly chopped her up, cooked her meat, and served it to the king, who loved it so much that he demanded Liu Lei to serve him the same meal again. Since Liu Lei had no means of procuring more dragon's meat, he fled the palace. Oh, that's kind of grim, honestly, but alright. Um, so that's in China. There's this from pottery, like art in pottery. However, can you actually, just because someone draws something, can you then deduce that that it's actually a true mythical creature? So probably not, right? But yeah. Anyway, let's just skip for the next one because it's already been 25 minutes almost. So yeah. A large number of oh, it's just the same. Okay. Okay, oh god. Oh yeah, there's also Dragon Dance. Oh, this is actually interesting thing. I might actually talk about this as well in the series that I was talking about for the Chinese culture, pretty much. Um, wow, this is pretty much like well, I guess it makes sense because if you know dragon, you might always consider that coming from China. So that's why this section of China folklore is actually quite lengthy. Well, it's because it's common folklore that it existed back in China. So yeah. Next we have Korea as well. Korean, okay, Korean dragon, interesting. Um, okay, it's called Yuiju. Okay, Yuiju. I'm sorry, I have never seen a word with four. What is it again? That like the AIOUE. The this one like four of them you know next to each other, so yeah, I'm sorry for that. And then there's also, what is it, Japan, yeah, it makes sense. South Asia, there's India as well, interesting. Southeast Asia, there's Vietnam, yeah, like I said, in Southeast Asia as well. West Asia, ancient Mesopotamia, yeah, this is the Western Asia pretty much, and then there's where else? Oh, okay, interesting. On that day, the Lord shall punish with his sharp, great, and strong sword Leviathan, the fleeing serpent, Leviathan, the twisting serpent. He will slay the dragon that is in the sea. Okay, here we go. Like this one's actually mentioned as dragon, so like that's actual the word dragon. Maybe it's like just transliteration, but still though. So yeah. I mean, yeah, it's believed there, so might as well be real in real life. So yeah, European folklore. There's this. I think this is already mentioned as well. Yeah, it's in the Greek and Roman pretty much. Just kind of, like yeah. There's just that. And then what else here that we have? Okay, there's that. There's this post-classical Germanic. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip this through because I feel like, oh, where's that? Post-classical Eastern, yep, it's just still in the Europe anyway. And then modern depictions, here we go. Modern fan illustration by David Demaret for the Dragon Smoke from J.R.R. Tolkien's 1937 high fantasy novel The Hobbit. Oh, interesting. Well, yeah, there's that in The Hobbit as well. In the back in the, what is it like, mythical creature. So yeah. Next, we have what else here? Fire breathing statue of the Ukrainian Iron Belly from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 at Universal Studios Florida. Okay, so it got adopted from the movie. Alright, there's that. Representation of a dragon as it appears in the role playing game Dungeons and Dragons. It actually also appears in the Yu-Gi-Oh cards as well, if you think about it. So, yeah, there's that. See also, and references, a lot of them, I can just presume. Okay, so I'm going to mention about my theory. Okay, here's the thing. Why I think dragons actually existed back then. One, it's mentioned pretty much everywhere in other culture as well about dragons. So there's that. The second one being, what is it called again? That the second one is because it's more like a question if you think about it. Like, if there was actually dragon, why didn't it fossilize? Where's the fossils? Well, someone actually mentioned about this, and it kind of makes sense as well when I first heard it. Um, so let's think about it this way. If you want to fly, you want to reduce the weight of your body as much as you can. Because if you're too heavy, then you'll be exhausted to fly, or you might as well not fly at all. So yeah, there's that. Meaning that you need to be very light. However, with the big volume of the dragons, meaning that the density is quite low. And what does that mean? Meaning that the bones density is kind of low, meaning that it's actually bones with pores, meaning that, yeah, it's just like, like, think about it, like, what is it like, yeah, it's just like, what is it like, it's just pretty much hollowed bones, so that it becomes light so that they can fly. That's pretty much it. And the same person also said that, if you have hollow bones, if you die, then those will not fossilize because the bones will actually degrade, like will get deconstructed by itself, because of the hole. So it's not solid, meaning that it's easier to crumble apart. So in that case, that's why it doesn't actually fossilize, and we actually will never see or watch any of the dragon fossils. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But all right, with those two reasons itself, I'm already like sold that, yeah, it kind of makes sense if you think about it. Because yeah, um, yeah, there's just that. So yeah. Anyway, that'll be it for this one. Just been talking about dragon mythical creatures. I will see you again tomorrow with another discussion for the next mythical creature. But for that you need to wait until tomorrow. I'm not gonna spoil what creature that I'll be discussing. But yeah. Anyway, again, stay stealthy. I'll see you again tomorrow. But until then, see ya.